Well, it was sure nice to see some snow melt this afternoon, but we could be dipping into some overnight conditions that could be causing some dangerous driving weather for those out on the roads. For that, let's check in right away with meteorologist Robert Hahn for the very latest. Robert?
Yeah, a live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. We did have some melting today. That is refrozen across the area, so take care as you head out and about. Any of that water slush you saw earlier, that has since refrozen, especially on those secondary roads and in those parking lots, sidewalks. So take care as you head out and about. 24 degrees. It feels like 24 because winds are calm. A degree colder over in Moorhead, 23 degrees there. Temperatures elsewhere, 21 up in Langdon, 25 Devils Lake, 18 in Cavalier, 15 in Thief River Falls, and a 6 in Baudette, 7 in Bemidji. Winds out there on the light side, calm in many locations, but they'll pick up just a touch out of the south and southeast tonight, around 5 to 10 miles per hour with some occasional stronger gust of wind chills. Not a big deal with some mild temperatures and not a whole lot of wind out there. Wind chills as cold as 10 up into the Langdon area. Cloud cover thickest across the south, and underneath those clouds we do have a little bit of precipitation out there in the form of some snow, even mixed with a little bit of sleet and freezing rain. And there is some slick spots out here being reported by the North Dakota Road Report. Check the webcams in this area, not seeing a whole lot, but could see some slick spots and may see more redevelop across parts of extreme southeastern North Dakota into parts of west central Minnesota overnight tonight. So you could see a slick spot or two in these areas. That stretches all the way from parts of southern North Dakota into parts of central Minnesota. And again, far southern valley, the best chance for seeing some isolated slick spots. Powerful storm making its way on into the California coast. Some very heavy mountain snows. Could see several feet of snow and several inches of rain may cause some flooding problems in Southern California. That energy translates onto the other side of the Rockies as we head through the next 24 hours or so, and where the low forms and then tracks is going to play a big part in our weather. That in combination with an Arctic front making its way towards the south spells some snow for most of the area. How much snow we do get, well, that's still up in the air. Overnight tonight, there's that little area of some mixed precipitation in the far southern portions of the valley. Not going to amount to a lot, but it doesn't take a whole lot of freezing rain. Other than that, cloudy skies, some patchy fog. Some of that could be locally dense overnight tonight, and any of that fog that does form, that will freeze on area roadways. Maybe some sunshine for part of the day tomorrow, but then clouds will start to make their way back in later on in the day. And by tomorrow evening, increasing clouds and temperatures staying on the mild side in the 20s and the 30s. Here in Fargo, we'll start off the day in the upper teens. By lunchtime, already in the low 30s, and we'll stay in the low 30s with some southerly breezes by the end of the day. Picture of the day, it's a gorgeous one. Hoot Lake sunrise in Fergus Falls. Thanks to Jolene for sending that in. Going to use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast tomorrow. One more mild day, then the big changes. Snow and wind. Could be some significant travel problems as we head through the day on Wednesday into Wednesday night. And then the Arctic air moves in and it sticks around for quite a while. More snow possible on Friday, clearing out, but staying cold over the weekend.
Gosh, I just thought that those negative temperatures would just clear on out of here after this.
It's still January, but we'll get through it just like we got through the last one.
We will. Thanks, Robert.
You got it.
Well, new for you now at 9 tonight. One driver was hurt in a 3-car crash at a busy intersection near I-29 in Grand Forks. Police were called out to the intersection of 32nd Avenue and South 38th Street just after 5:30 this evening. Investigators say Ruby Roy, a Minto, was trying to turn left onto 38th Street when she hit a car in the intersection. The crash pushed the car that was hit into a third car on 38th Street. Roy had to be taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. No one else was hurt in that accident, but Roy was cited for improper turn and part of the intersection was closed for about 45 minutes while authorities investigated. We now know the name of the 2-year-old that was killed in a 4-car crash in Moorhead. Police say Zayden Engen died from his injuries. He was in a vehicle with his parents when they were rear-ended by a pickup on Highway 10 near 34th Street. Zayden was in a car seat at the time of the crash. The driver of the pickup, 42-year-old Jeremy Sagvold of Sabin, has been cooperating with authorities and did not show signs of impairment after the crash. Investigators say they believe speed was a factor. The findings of the investigation will be then forwarded to the Clay County attorney, who will also consider charges. Well, we're still following a developing story out of Grand Forks. Police are still trying to figure out how a juvenile accused of attempted sexual assault was able to make his way into a UND dorm. You're getting a look at this video that officers used to get tips that led to the arrest of a young man. Investigators say he walked into the dorm, then into a woman's room where he began undressing her. A second male suspect has been identified, and prosecutors are considering charging him as well. And another tool is being used to prevent overdose deaths on campus. Narcan is now on the University of North Dakota campus. The opioid overdose reversing drug is being carried by every officer on campus. It's used like a nasal spray and can bring people back after ingesting dangerous amounts of opioids. Grant money funded the effort to get officers to carry a life-saving drug, but it does need to be in a climate-controlled environment, so police can't keep the Narcan in their car. Police say the opioid epidemic is affecting all parts of the community.
Were there instances where I thought that people had opioids on board that were close to ODing? Yes. Would Narcan have worked? I'm assuming it would have.
Grand Forks police say they anticipate having all of their officers equipped with Narcan in the next coming months. Well, you either love them or you hate them. Officials say roundabouts are a cheap alternative to traffic lights in less busy intersections. But the Elmwood roundabout is apparently causing more harm than good. It's over in the West Fargo neighborhood. And in a Nextdoor post with several comments in agreement, calls on the roundabout on 19th and 7th ill-advised, as the too narrow road causes larger cars to knock down signs and run over sidewalks. Officials say it was installed due to residents complaining of speeding on that road, but residents say although the city may have wanted it, they do not.
There needed to be a calming measure taken for the street, and the city did that with the roundabout. But none of the residents that were present at the city council meeting said that the roundabout was going to be a good idea.
Officials say the roundabout is about 17 feet wide, and that's a typical drive lane, with that one's usually 12 feet wide.
You could get sick, right away. So you could get, I don't know, maybe flu-like symptoms or dehydrated, just with the bacteria in the river water. The river is just loaded with bacteria and organisms.
Would you ever drink water from a river or even a pond? Well, a new trend that's on the rise. It's called raw water. It's generating a lot of buzz online, with people claiming the product is toxin-free and pure. But while the water in any body of water, like a stream or lake, may look clean, as Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall finds out, health experts hope this trend doesn't catch on.
If you go get a cup of that water, I'd drink it right now.
Darren Gray might not have heard of the raw water trend before, but he does believe untreated water is safe enough for drinking.
Well, when it's running down there, wouldn't you think it's getting filtered through the sand and gravel, and when it's cruising through the lakes and going through, it's getting, the crap's got to go to the bottom.
But experts disagree, saying the idea can be deadly.
In some of the third world countries, they don't have access to clean water, so they're unsanitary, so the sewage gets into water, and then it makes people sick, and there's a certain mortality rate that goes along with that too.
Basically, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, those types of conditions can easily be spread through water that's been contaminated with biological wastes. If somebody has underlying conditions, or if you're a young child, those types of conditions can be very, very serious. Potentially even fatal in certain cases. So there's nothing to kind of trifle with.
They say from naturally occurring bacteria to chemical runoff, drinking untreated water is a major health risk, and there aren't really any benefits.
Number one, you don't know what's in that water, so how could you claim that there's any benefit from drinking it? There's just as likely to be things that are harmful as there would be anything beneficial. And number two, if beneficial minerals can be already found in drinking water.
But there are always those willing to take a chance.
I've drank in a lot of lake water, slough water. I've never gotten sick, so.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
As we said, this topic has been generating a lot of differing opinions online. So if you want to join in on the conversation, go ahead and find this story on our Facebook page. With that, you can also follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates. All you have to do is just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Coming up, why North and South Korea are meeting for the first time in 2 years. That's next.